judge overseeing a legal battle between actress Blake Lively and director Justin Baldoni has threatened to move up their trial date if the war of words they are conducting via the media doesn't stop.
Hollywood's latest courtroom showdown could flip Blake Lively's world upside down and take down her marriage in the process. Strange tapes, shocking leaks, and a looming trial date have everyone asking, did Justin Baldoni get his hands on explicit footage capable of destroying everything for Blake and Ryan? Rumors are swirling that these recordings reveal twisted truths about her relationship with Justin, and insiders claim the court battle could expose more than anyone bargained for. Today, we're unpacking every explosive detail, from hidden text messages to hush-hush alliances. And trust me, you won't see Blake Lively the same way again.
If you look at the full complaint, there are texts between them like that go on and on about their connection and how he really likes her. He loves this version of her, but he loves the other version of her too at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm telling you, it's felt flirty to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't generally text with other men, even men I work with at 11 o'clock at night, unless there's breaking news. It's my executive producer and I'm like, I need to get on a plane.
Right.
And it's not like how I love this version of you.
It all started with a sudden flurry of rumors. Hollywood insiders began whispering about explicit tapes involving Blake Lively that director Justin Baldoni supposedly kept under wraps. The reason? If they go public, they might derail Blake's career and her marriage to Ryan Reynolds. Out of nowhere, obscure text messages and voice memos surfaced online, fueling every conspiracy theorist's dream. At first, people wrote off the rumors as another publicity stunt. Why else would these shocking hints just show up right before a high-profile trial? But as more details piled in, it became harder to dismiss the possibility that Justin and Blake had been locked in a power struggle for years. She's an A-list actress with deep celebrity connections, while he's the director with a trove of behind-the-scenes receipts. If either side blinks, it could cost them millions and a spotless reputation. Still, Justin's camp insists these tapes aren't about blackmail, but honesty. The minute the court set a trial date, the drama intensified, and every new leak hinted that the real story behind Blake's lawsuit was murkier than fans realized. Yet, the most explosive revelations were yet to come.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
You know, someone asked me recently why this particular case has seized the world. It was just a perfect act of evil that was almost executed in broad daylight. The press was complicit. They almost got it done.
Behind the glitzy premieres and pristine Instagram feeds lies a mountain of text messages and voice memos that paint a different picture of Blake Lively. Insiders say these messages reveal a secret dynamic between Blake and Justin, one laced with flattery, intimidation, and veiled threats. Did Blake truly leverage Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift to manipulate the outcome of a film she didn't even direct? People close to the production claim that when Blake wanted control, she made sure everyone knew she had huge stars on speed dial. She reportedly threatened to yank her support from Sony Pictures if the studio didn't cater to her demands. Everything from final cuts to promotional schedules was allegedly up for negotiation.
That she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film.
For an executive producer to have a competing cut of a film is incredibly bizarre. But when she starts threatening people and saying, I'm not going to promote the film, I'm not going to do anything unless you use my cut, that's when it starts to be awfully incendiary.
But it wasn't just phone calls and pointed demands. There were direct references to how her social media reach could make or break a movie's success. What's intriguing is that these power moves came amid rumors Blake felt overshadowed by Justin's influence on set. He was initially praised for adapting Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, with fans excited to see him both direct and star. But one source suggests Blake was determined to gain co-director status informally, rewriting scenes on the fly.
So the iconic rooftop scene in this movie, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that, but you now.
And if anyone questioned it, she'd remind them she had powerful allies in her corner. But that was just the start, say insiders. Soon, other cast members were swept up in the chaos, uncertain whether to pledge allegiance to the widely beloved actress or the original creative mind behind the project. This tension set the stage for an even darker drama. And that's when Colleen Hoover's surprising role came into focus.
We'll see what the documents actually say, because that's what we have, are documents.
Documents actually don't lie. People do. And it's important that everyone sees all of the documents that are involved in the case, because there are people that have been destroyed as a result of the allegations that have been made so far in this case.
At first, it seemed like Colleen Hoover, the mega-popular author behind It Ends With Us, was fully Team Justin. She sold him the rights, spoke highly of his screenplay, and even cheered him on during early promotional campaigns. Yet, as the lawsuit drama escalated, Colleen appeared to flip. Why? Could it be that Blake's star power was too tempting to resist? The story goes that Blake used her Hollywood sway to create a support system that effectively isolated Justin. She coaxed co-star Isabella Ferrer under her wing, lavishly praising her on social media and inviting her to high-profile premieres. Isabella, who once thanked Justin privately for launching her career, stopped mentioning him in public altogether. Suddenly, she was buddy-buddy with Blake, Ryan, and even Taylor Swift. Colleen's pivot was even more telling. Though she had praised Justin's original script, she began endorsing Blake's daily rewrites. Skeptics argue that Colleen realized which side would secure the bigger payout if a sequel got greenlit, especially if Blake might end up directing. Because if Justin got pushed out, who else would hold the creative reins? Exactly the people praising Blake. Amid all this shifting loyalty, the public only caught wind of Blake's official statements about how Justin supposedly harassed her and overstepped boundaries on set. But there's a caveat. Leaked behind-the-scenes clips paint a more nuanced picture of collaboration than the conflict she described. Once you see those raw recordings, you start asking if the lawsuit was less about genuine grievances and more about controlling the movie's future.
But I think right now what's happening behind the scenes is she is freaking out, and Taylor cannot then call in a marketing guru to spin things to make her look innocent.
Perhaps the most damaging accusation Blake leveled against Justin was body shaming, a charged topic that instantly rallied fans to her defense. She claimed Justin asked her trainer intrusive questions about her weight and recommended a specialist to help her shed pregnancy pounds. To hear Blake tell it, Justin was borderline obsessed with her size, making digs that crushed her confidence. Yet the leaked texts show a different angle. According to these messages, Justin asked about her weight. For safety reasons, a lift scene required him to hoist her, and he has chronic back pain.
And he asked how much Blake weighs. And that it was like, how dare he, right? How dare? Turns out Justin Baldoni, this has been documented, has serious disc issues and was actually in the hospital for like 2 months after this film wrapped because of his disc issues, and was worried because he had to pick her up in a scene.
Then there's the so-called weight loss specialist. In the texts, Justin referred her to a gut health expert, not someone pushing rapid diets. The reason? Blake had reportedly been on several rounds of antibiotics and was feeling low energy. And when production resumed, Justin offered to postpone any physically demanding scenes until she felt confident again.
Well, now they've produced the text messages, Baldoni and team, in this latest lawsuit against her, showing Justin being like, don't worry about any of that. We can shoot any scenes that require, exposure toward the end of the movie when, you feel better about things. This is the last thing you should have to worry about. I got you, right?
But the drama didn't end there. Ryan Reynolds allegedly confronted Justin in a heated moment, accusing him of insulting his wife. Sides were taken, words were thrown around, and the entire production schedule got shaken up. The situation escalated from a simple question about safe stunts to a near shutdown of filming. Whether it was genuine misunderstanding or cunning sabotage remains hotly debated, but one thing's clear. The body-shaming narrative turned the cast and crew against Justin faster than any complaint about rewrites or scene directions ever could.
This person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now.
Amid the swirling, he said, she said, an even more riveting twist emerged. Footage that supposedly discredits Blake's harassment accusations. Snippets of behind-the-scenes videos show a relaxed, often playful dynamic between her and Justin. In many clips, Blake is the one proposing more intimate gestures, seeking extra takes of romantic scenes. She laughs with Justin, commends his approach, and even thanks him for giving her room to explore her character. If that's accurate, it directly clashes with her claim that Justin imposed uncomfortable intimacy on her. One piece of raw footage, which never made it into the final cut, shows Blake giving Justin notes on how to kiss her character more passionately. She even jokes about finding the right balance of romantic tension. Not exactly the story we heard in her official statements. There's also talk of one particular rooftop scene, originally featuring minimal dialogue, that Blake wanted to overhaul. She insisted on more emotional lines and asked Justin to improvise. Small moments of affection. Now, seeing those unedited tapes, many fans question whether her portrayal of Justin as overbearing is at odds with the reality of how those scenes were crafted. But that's just the start. Another clip apparently catches Blake praising Justin's directorial vision right before she texted Ryan to complain about him. If these tapes are authentic, and legal experts say they might be used in court, Blake's entire account of the shoot could be brought under scrutiny. Fans wondering if this is the next Amber Heard fiasco aren't alone. The parallels between public sympathy flipping sides are hard to miss.
She has made herself into the new Amber Heard, and he is the new Johnny Depp. And now he's going full Johnny Depp on her to show that she was the bully, she was the one harassing him, and this guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively.
So, why would Blake go to such lengths if the behind-the-scenes material paints a conflicting narrative? One word, sequel. It Ends With Us was a smash hit, and the rights to It Starts With Us, the next installment, could be worth millions. Justin owns those rights. If he's found guilty of wrongdoing, or if a morality clause is triggered in his contract with Sony and Colleen Hoover, his ownership might revert to them. And who do you think stands ready to direct the follow-up? Blake Lively. Reports claim that Ryan Reynolds tried a more direct approach last year. Simply buy Justin out of the sequel's rights for a huge sum. When Justin refused, tension soared. Some say the meeting ended in a fight that forced Justin to leave the couple's penthouse in a rush. If you connect the dots, it's easy to see why a harassment suit dropping into Justin's lap might be more than coincidental. It could be a strategic chess move to remove him from the franchise.
Well-founded that it's Taylor Swift, her BFF, at the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative who was there, the production team behind the movie, and her biggest takeaway was, I am very sorry that I let him get away with doing that to Justin. It was so nasty.
Here's what we know for sure. Blake has publicly hinted at wanting to transition into directing. Colleen Hoover reversed her support for Justin, implying she'd prefer a new creative lead for the sequel. Sony stands to profit big if the sequel is smooth sailing and controversy-free. But this legal battle has only just begun. The question is whether the court will see enough inconsistencies in Blake's story to undermine the allegations. If the case falls apart, Justin not only keeps the rights, but might also walk away with a major settlement for defamation. On the other hand, if the lawsuit sticks, he could lose the franchise he helped bring to life, and watch Blake Lively step into the director's chair. From the outside, it's easy to think this is just another celebrity meltdown. But the deeper you dig, the more it looks like a calculated power grab with star-studded alliances.
And Blake Lively's PR team wants us to know that everything that's happening right now is hurting Blake's feelings. Blake Lively sources say Justin Baldoni lawsuit is causing her and Ryan Reynolds severe anguish. In that article, we're told that Blake Lively is quote-unquote emotionally zapped.
Blake has tapped into her circle of A-listers, from Taylor Swift to high-profile trainers and stylists, effectively building a wall around Justin. Meanwhile, Justin's smaller but loyal camp contends he's the real victim, someone who tried to accommodate an overzealous actress only to be betrayed in the final cut. The 168 pages of emails, texts, and WhatsApp messages Justin intends to produce in court could redefine every major claim Blake has thrown his way. Some of those messages reportedly show her praising his directorial skill, sharing in-jokes, and encouraging more spontaneous gestures during love scenes, completely at odds with the accusations she later made. Sony executives, now exasperated, have threatened to fast-track the trial if the feuding continues in public. The potential fallout? Massive. Careers can crumble under the weight of lawsuits, and no one wants a fiasco overshadowing a big film release. The biggest question remains, is it all genuine animosity, or is someone playing 4D chess for control of Hollywood's next big romantic blockbuster?
This person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now.
We've dug into the rumors, dissected the hidden messages, and exposed the behind-the-scenes clashes that hint at something more sinister than a simple spat. At first glance, you'd think Blake Lively was the victim of a controlling, disrespectful director, until you see the receipts suggesting she masterminded an entire narrative to edge Justin out of his own project. From alleged body-shaming complaints to hush-hush tapes and shady rewrites, each new revelation seems more jaw-dropping than the last. And now, as the court date looms, both sides risk losing big. Justin Baldoni stands to have his name dragged through the mud, while Blake Lively gambles her pristine Hollywood reputation on a story that might be unraveling at the seams. So, here's the real question. Is this legal war about finding justice for alleged harassment, or is it part of an elaborate Hollywood takeover to lock down the franchise of the decade? All we can do is wait for the court's ruling and see who holds the final cut of this film and the sequel that could shatter box office records. One thing's certain, in a place where image is everything, reputations can be rebuilt. But the truth might only come out when the cameras stop rolling. What do you think? Is Blake Lively orchestrating the ultimate power move, or is Justin Baldoni just another fallen Hollywood player? Let us know your take, and stay tuned. This saga is far from over. All right, show's over. Hungry for more twists? You know where to find us. Keep that popcorn hot. We'll handle the drama. Want to catch the next showdown in real time? Hit subscribe and buckle up.